Yes, sir.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Okay, now it's time for us to learn about media and technology development. And I have already shared the instructions, Bapak Ibu. And today it's time for you all, yeah, to present the outlines of the book that you're going to make. Yeah. So the final test will be the product of your work. Yeah. So the final test will be the book that you have already uh, made with your group, and it must be registered to Haki. Haki. Yes. So that you will have the legacy for your junior, and you can bring the Haki certificate for you.
Yes, you're right.
Okay. So I do not know. Yes, Pak.
Kok ada linknya kan tadi saya nggak tahu di grup. Itu juga bilang Batch-9 dalam di grup yang Hah? Bisa. Kan buka WA kayaknya seru banget. Ini harus terganggu. Lanjut, Sir.
Okay. So this is actually for the meta test. I just want to know the outlines of the book that you are going to make. Yeah. Whether you choose the topic speaking, listening, reading, or writing, it's up to you, up to your groups, because I just give you the alternative and you decide by yourself. And you create as interesting as possible. If it is needed, then you can provide the apps if it is needed. Yeah. But it's gonna be hard for you to develop the apps because it takes some time. So that's why I did not give you the assignment to develop the apps. No, because it takes some time. Because I developed the apps, the applications, and it took me for about a year to finish the apps. Okay, so because our course or our subject is the media and technology development, you are supposed to develop a certain apps or technology to teach your students. But developing the apps or technology really takes time. It took me a year to do so, and I do not want you to experience like what I experienced because it took so long time. But later, if you take the doctoral program, you can continue. So that's why I did not instruct you to develop the apps, but I instruct you to develop only the book, because it's simpler, much simpler than developing the apps. Okay. So actually, you are supposed to develop because this is media and technology development. All right. But I felt myself that it was really complex and complicated to develop the apps or a certain website to help the student to learn something. So that's why I just asked you to develop a book, because when you are developing a book, then you do not need to to construct the technology, to construct it. It really takes time, but you just discuss with your friends and just find the references and then just try to compile or just try to create with your group. You can discuss with your friends. So that's why it's really it doesn't take so much time for you actually to develop this kind of things. Why I make a group? Because you have a friend to discuss with. If you are working only by yourself, I'm afraid that you really stressful. You are so stressful. I know that it's quite, pressing you to work. So that's why I avoid making you stressful, and no, just enjoy. You need a friend to share with, to discuss with. Okay. So this is for the midterm test. I just want to know your preparation, the outline, the topics, the learning process, your learning design. What is it like? If it is necessary, then the apps that you can use to teach as the enrichment for your students. Yeah. Again, I would like to say you are not supposed to develop an app, no, or a website, no, but only a book. All right. And then if it is necessary, you can complete with the apps, but you don't have to develop the apps. No, no, it really takes a time. I know. Okay. So that's why today I would like to know from the groups, yeah, the outlines. Yeah, you can read my instructions on the question sheets about the outline, and let me know how far have you been preparing your design, your book design, and this will be continued until end of the semester. The end of the semester must be the product. The product will be the book from your group, and it must be registered so that you can go to your school and show to your friend, your colleagues that I have already created this book and this is our product. Maybe you can use this kind of things as kum or something and show that you are productive teachers. The, yeah, the book.
Like module.
Yeah, the book. Then you can show to your friends. You will have the certificate, and you can show the certificate to your headmaster, to your leader, that okay, this is my product and I am productive teacher. All right. Yes, Bu.
Must be published.
Not published. No, registered only.
Register.
If I'm not mistaken, I don't know, Pak Dani in mathematics, yeah. He has or he is a publisher, and he has Haki, yeah, to register Haki. I don't know the cost. How much the cost for?
So
400. 400. But
400 for one book.
a book, one book, so you can share with your friend. Just
Berapa? 200.
one book. But it is not.
Penerbit.
Listen to me, please. You are not supposed to register here, no. But you can choose wherever.
Okay.
You are free.
Yeah, yeah.
You are free. I always give the choice and freedom. This is only the example so that you know what to do next.
Per ISBN.
Yes. Yes. So that's why then after graduating here, you have the certificate to be shown that this is the product. You will have the certificate.
400.
Yeah. Just hockey, be hockey. It's only the hockey only.
Sometimes it's different with.
Yeah, you can. It's only the hockey only.
Oh, hockey.
It's simpler. Yeah, that there will
Berarti
be.
kan harus kita terbitkan per ISBN dulu.
Okay, later I will explain about that. It is only for the final. But now I just want to know the outline.
Yes.
Okay, you are so curious to know more. Okay. Yeah. Yes, Munafi, are you going to ask me something? See? Oh, not undergrad. It's too hard for undergrad students. No, no. Not for undergrad. Undergrad, I will not give this assignment to my undergrad students. No. No. Yes. All right. Now, this is the information for your final term, for your final term test. Yeah. And this is for the midterm test. I would like to know.
kan saya kirain untuk yang
No, 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 no.
karena saya tidak begitu really satisfied with.
No, today is only the outline, Bu. Let me know your outline. And my assignment always there are always continuations from the previous one, so that your knowledge will be complete, not gone by the way. Yeah, I just want you to continue something that you have already made. All right, now let's start from the online student. Who are the online students? From India. Is there any?
India.
India and okay.
India, Indonesia.
Indonesia, India and Indonesia.
Okay. Everyone, have you seen my my share screen, right? You have already. Right. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good day, everyone. Hopefully that you are in a good condition, in a great composition. Due to the midterm test that have already passed us to in a hurry situation. My group going to media and technology department meeting test
as already requested by Mrs. Emma for the qualification.
We have already
choose
the subject as the speaking for intermediate
the
level.
subject as the speaking for intermediate level.
Choose the platform for
As we
Google
see,
Drive,
we choose the platform for Google Drive.
We are using the technology for camera
We are using the technology
and some others.
for camera and
For the first time,
some others.
that we are going to teach the program study at
that we are going to
at the
teach
end of this course,
the program study
students-
at
Your
TC.
voice
We
is
have
echoing,
already
Pak.
seen that at the end of
okay,
I cannot hear you clearly.
this course, the
okay.
Okay,
We are
thank you.
expecting the students to express their opinions individually, to express their idea in group discussions, to use correct linguistic structures when expressing their thoughts. The next, we are attempting to use the right words. So we expecting the student to use the right word to express their thought. It is concerning about the enriching the vocabularies. The next, we are expecting the students to explain the importance of information in the listening text with other words. So try to use the similarity words. Try to find the similarity words. The next one we are going to achieve is to make a speech based on idea from different sources. We are using the book of O'Hare and then Rob Stewart, Hannah Rabenstein, 2007, as it is already given the link. You may have a look. And we are concerning about the speech. We are concerning about the speaking. Sorry. See. We have already divided into some meetings, try to conduct or try to deliver our program. First of all, at the first meeting, we try to introduce, to make to the student to introduce a class agreement and basic communication theory. For the introductions, class agreement and basic communication will be delivered. That will help hybrid presentations during the class. It can be offline or online. Students who are online, we may use the platform of Zoom. It will be takes 100 minutes. The students and the goal for the first meeting, are the students able to understand the basic communication theory? At the second meetings, we try to give the student opportunity to practice to speak. And we're going to give them introductory speeches, for example. The technique we are going to use, still using the presentations, discussion, and question and answer for each meeting. What is the goal? The goal is the students are able to introduce themselves appropriately without making any worry of grammatical mistakes or maybe some missing words. We are trying to deliberate them at the first time. At the third meeting, we try to introduce students to ethical public speaking. We're going to give them knowledge about ethical public speaking. The material will be presented later. As usual, we're going to present that, make a discussion by the presentations. At the last, we're going to have a question and answer to summarize our meetings. At the third, every meetings, we are going to have a question and answer and discussion. The goal at the third meetings is the students are able to understand the ethical public speaking. More or less, they are going to learn a new things about how to speak in public. There are some terms that we have to see and we have to emphasize and every single speaking in front of the public. At the fourth meetings, we're going to give the subject to introduce students to speak about anxiety management, how to overcome their anxiety in speaking English. The topic we're going to deliver is about managing speech anxiety with the same technique. We're going to use presentation, discussions, and question and answer. The last one is discussion. The aim at the fourth meetings is the students are able to understand how to manage their speech anxiety. And the role, we are going to use a simple role how to manage the anxiety. Every students will have a chance to speak, to see how to overcome their anxiety feeling in speaking in front of public. At the fifth meeting, we're going to introduce students to anxiety inventory. We have already managed it. We're going to have the inventory. Invent the kinds of anxiety, how to overcome every single inventory of anxieties we have already delivered. The aim at the fifth meetings in the class, the students will be able to understand about the anxiety inventory. If they have already understand the inventory, specifically they will going to classify about their anxiety, which anxiety they are having, and how to overcome that. Okay. At the sixth meeting, we're going to introduce students to informative speech. We're going to give that at the sixth meeting. The topic will be the informative speech will be given there. The aim is how to make students able to understand and analyze the informative speech. Again, at the meetings, we're going to have question and answer sessions and discussions. Which part of them are going to be clarified if they don't understand maybe one or two terms. At the seventh meeting, we're going to introduce students to topic and purpose selections. How to select the topic and why should we have to select that topic with your topic and the purpose. Why we choose the topic. That will be the aim of the 7 meetings in the class. Okay. At the 8, oh, no, I'm going to have that all over. I'm going to give my co-work, Bumada. Sorry, I get over.
Yes.
Bumada,
Yes.
it will be your chance. It will be your turn to specify the next meeting from 8 to 14th.
Okay.
Please.
On me now. Okay, before I go further to talk about the ninth meeting until the 14th meeting, I would like to deliver first. I would like to tell you first that our main topic in this instructional design is mainly divided into 2 topics. The first, introductory speech, and then the second is informative speech. Why we choose those those materials? Because introductory and informative speech is very very common and very crucial into nowadays living, and it is suitable with senior high school or junior high school, even undergraduate student to study that. Basically, informative speech is information giving to an audience using verbal description, and sometimes accompanying visual or demonstrations. Also, many companies and organizations use this kind of speech, informative speech, I mean, to describe decisions they've made, provide information about valuable discoveries, and educate people of significant topics. So we think that giving our students, our future reader, these two topics is very important for their future life. That's why we choose that topic. Okay, that's the first I want to deliver, and then the next, I would like to continue. Where were we, Pak Iman?
The eighth meeting.
Okay, eighth meeting. The eighth meeting, we completed the material with analyzing the audiences, because we have to know who we talk to, we have to know the character of our audiences. So yeah, this is very crucial. And the aim of this material, the aim of this topic development is to let our students to understand and analyze by themselves the audiences that they will face later on in their life. Next, the ninth meeting. Okay, the ninth meeting, we develop the topic into organizing the speech, because it is very important to have a organized speech. So our students will not talk here and there, will not jump the topic here and there. They will talk systematically based on the organization that is already standardized by the ethical public speaking. And then the next meeting, outlining the speech. And then we will continue with how to develop the introduction and conclusion. And then the last, but not least, because this is very important also, they will have a material regarding the developing supporting materials. And then after the students were given by those topics with those materials, they will be given an opportunity to practice how to deliver introductory speech, how to deliver informative speech by themselves. And then the last, they will have a kind of assignment to measure how far and how good they can comprehend the material that already given by the teacher, like that, by having a video recording assignment in a vlog form, like that, as a final test. That's all I can say, Pak Iman. I'm sorry, your microphone is off.
Okay. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
Mas Ramzi,
Iya Mbak Iti.
now our group, so I will share screen and you explain our RPS.
Do you want me to start now, Baiti?
Yes, Mas, please.
All right. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good afternoon, good evening. And since we have different time, everyone, so glad that to meet you again virtually. And I wish that I could be there as well to do the midterm test today. And thank you very much for the time to Mr. Yulianto and everyone, Mr. Sabat. And here we would like to explain our semester plan basically in the subject of speaking for beginners level. So here there are our objectives of this subject basically. In the end of this course, that students should be able to develop their speaking skill both in informal and also informal side, and also that using appropriate expressions when discussing topics related to their personal information, family, environments, object and places around us, and as well as the routine activities. And at this time, we are as the lecturers. So this topic include as well on living, taking introduction oneself and someone's, and also talking about others, talking about the past, present, and also in the future, and also describing the objects, places, and people, and also expressing likes and dislikes, and also asking for and giving direction, accepting and refusing. This subject might quite a bit interesting since this is the basic that we would like to encourage our students to understand in order they can use appropriate speaking, especially in the beginners level. Well, here is the introductions. It's all about me, and that's also the students or the university students. They can describe us about their, like about their self, either that is like in the present, in the past, and also in the perfect time or in the future. And they can explain also what they like and what they don't like, and also about apologizing and everything like that. And I believe everyone you can see over there from the screen. And here is our main materials. Basically, number one is about overview, speaking for beginners level. And secondly is introductions, which is all about me and the students, they can explain about themselves, and also the lecturer will start first that we will introduce ourselves as well to the students. And also the third, it's about the tenses, that is a present tense, past tense, perfect, and also future. And also we will explain for the next one about like and dislike. And after that one is going to be the midterm test. And for the next subject on the 9th, it's going to be apologizing and also to say thank you or thanking, and also asking for and giving direction, accepting and refusing, describing objects. This is quite a bit interesting and quite a bit challenging already here because it's about describing. So we would like our students in the 12th meeting, the 13, 14, and 15, it's all about how they can describe things. And on the 16th is going to be the final term test. And finally, here is our reference of our teaching materials, and also we have some sources as well, like from YouTube and learning list from the British consuls as well, which is this is like quite a bit interesting to learn speaking from the British consuls. And I believe also this is one of the reputable resources that we can use to our students, and also we adopt with the development of the technology, especially adopting the technology like the YouTube as our video audio visual as well, and another software like ebook, and also the British Council web, and also the British Council podcast application. And the hardware is going to be the handout and also the LCD projector. And for our test, but let me quite a bit explain about our test. And for our test, it's going to be using the, the paper and also the pen. And I think this is mostly into the technical, which is I don't need to explain quite a bit more about that one. All right, so next things here is about our materials already. And this is number one is about the lecturers and student agree with the lecture contract, which is in the first meeting that we have to explain to our students. And we need to make agreements also, what is going to be look like our agreements, and also about the marking, about how many percentage also they have to attend our class and everything like that. And also we will explain about our planning also, like we call it by RPS. and also an overview of our speaking for the beginner levels. This is going to be in the first meeting. And we will explain more afterward that students can tell about themselves in detail, which is, we would like to ask our students also, the stories in front of the class about the details about themselves. It can be from their educational background, and also it can be about their families, and it can be also why they choose about the English program also. It's going to be very interesting here, and also we can share in front of the class. And here, our indicator is we would like our students to be able to introduce themselves and also their families, which is going to be 20% on this side. And next one, Baiti, maybe you would like to explain? Okay, here the students can tell about themselves in detail. So, and also like the presentation here, the student will tell us stories in front of the class, which is I just already mentioned also. And the students recognize the form of patterns and also the adverb time from the present tense. And also the student identifying the present tense and the sentences from a text and make a short conversation with friends orally. And also students able to recognize the patterns, which is his adverb of time from the present times. And this is going to be like the oral tale also for the students. And coming up with the past tense, which is the students will recognize the adverb time of the, especially for the past tense. And here we would like to present and discuss also with the student's identity in the past tense sentences and also from a text and make short verbal conversation with friends also. And student able to recognize the pattern adverb of time, especially from the past tense. And next one is about the perfect tense. It's the same explanation, and also the future tense, and also the same explanation that we would like our students to able to recognize, especially the patterns, the adverb time, especially for the future time, for the future tense as well. That's going to be for the sixth meeting. And the seventh one, we're going to discuss about like and dislike, and also dislike, where it's basically the same, that we would like our students understand the use of like and dislike things, especially in a short conversation. And for the ninth meeting, it's about apologizing and also thanking. And also we would like to, to encourage our students to understand when they have to say thank you, and also thanking people, and also they can apologize when they make a mistake or making something that is in an inappropriate way. But I think you may continue for the next one.
Yes, and for the several last meeting, we continue for the improve their speaking skills with some topics with how to asking and giving directions, and how to accepting or and in repulsing and focus on describing object, places, and people. And in the end of the meeting, we give the students a short story, how to make a simple short story, and how to retelling the short story. And the end of the semester, it will be a final term test. So that's for speaking for beginner level. I think that's all from me and Mas Romzi. Thank you. Yeah.
So I will not give any comment. I will write in this, and I would like to share later
Okay, thank you, sir. Okay, thank you, sir.
with the group only. You can.
Yes, thank you.
Thank you very much, everyone. Thank you, Mr. Sabat, for the time. Have a great day, everyone.
Okay. I'm sorry. I will. Okay. I repeat it again. I choose this program, this study about natural speaking. I have nine kompetensi dasar. My target, there is expression about speaking. The lesson is speaking of a natural context. And then this description, the basic concept of English speaking naturally and type of English speaking naturally. Communication have two. This is oral and non-verbal communication. In speaking naturally, have many expression can get the related from elementary until the student in university. Description of bahasan, kajian bahasan. Number one, the basic concept of English speaking naturally, and then type of English speaking naturally. Number three, essential component of speaking English speaking naturally, and five, speaking for naturally. I think when we are choose this thema, I think there is related with another lesson. CCU, okay, and maybe communication, the other communication. This course is designed to ELF student teacher achieve English speaking naturally skill. Content such as speaking, how to invite invitation, how to say thank you, thanking people and replying to thanks, apologize, expression anger and resolving conflict, how to say agreeing and disagree, controlling the conversation and getting much information. In this semester, we include our the lesson. Pustaka atau utamanya from naturally communication. Pendukung is the same. Media pembelajaran using the LCD, laptop, hardware, a book and handbook. Time teaching, assessment is spoken testing. Okay, and then my partner.
Then this is capaian pembelajaran khusus. The first is to introduce the UFL student teacher to how to open and close. And materi pembelajaran opening and closing, and the time is 100 minutes. And to introduce the EFL student teachers to the basic concept of introductions. And materi pembelajaran introductions and address system. And the three meeting to introduce the EFL students teacher with the way how to invitations, and the fourth to introduce the EFL students the teachers by thanking people and how to reply to thanks. And then materi pembelajaran about thinking people and replying to thanks. The 5 to introduce the EFL students teacher to how to say apologize, and materi pembelajaran is apologizing. And the meeting 6 to introduce the EFL student teachers to expressing angers and real conflict. Materi pembelajaran about expressing angers and resolving conflict. And then meetings of 7 until 8 to introduce the EFL student teachers by giving compliments and replying to compliments. Materi pembelajaran about giving compliments and replying to compliments. And then the meetings of 9 until 10 to drive the EFL student teachers to implement getting attention from people and interrupting. Materi pembelajaran about getting people attention and interrupting. And then the meetings 11 until 12 to guide the EFL students teachers to understand agreeing and disagreeing, also controlling and conversation. Materi pembelajaran about agreeing and disagreeing, controlling and the conversation. And the last meeting to review all materials from meetings 1 until 13. The material about material getting information. Okay, that's all for our group.
And 3. Now to Hanif.
Yes, right. I'm going to share the screen first. Is my voice inside the Zoom? Okay. Okay. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Yes, thank you very much for the time listening to us, to Hidayah and I, to present our group work. Yeah, right. We do apologize, sir, because what we understand, I think there is a misunderstanding in understanding to pass the midterm test. According to our discussion, it's about course outline, but it turns out we have to make a book, and we chose all the skills as the integrated. So there is speaking, there is listening, there is reading and writing, but we will explain it anyway. So we choose A1 level, so it's very it's for beginner, elementary level. In week one, we choose to begin the lessons with introduction to English and basic reading, and the objective is getting started with English. And we think that pronunciation is very important to introduce to students. So that's why we begin with introduction to English language, basic greetings, and pronunciation. And this is the references that we have put there to be able to have acceptable pronunciation in English. So we think that the students really need to understand about how to read. I think it will take time if we open one by one the sources. Is that okay? We should go on through, Mr. Yes. Yeah. So we teach the students in the beginning phonemic chart here to introduce pronunciation to the students, and then after that, in meeting two, the topic will be still about introduction to English and basic reading, but the focus will be about speaking, introducing yourself and others. And then the instructional learning process is about introduction to basic conversation skills, introducing oneself, introducing others, simple questions and answers. And the materials will be about dialogues, role playing, cards, and visual aids. And we have put some references here from Grammar Bank and teachthis.com. Meeting 3, the topic will go to numbers, colors, and everyday vocabulary. And the learning objective will about learning numbers and colors, and the instructional learning process will involve introduction to numbers, colors, and basic vocabulary related to everyday life. We're going to use some flashcards, game, and multimedia presentation. That is live worksheet from live worksheet, interactive worksheet from liveworksheet.com here, and then games for esl.com from Agenda Web as well. Meeting 5, still talking about numbers, colors, and everyday vocabulary, but this time it will focus on vocabulary building. And then it is intended to expand vocabulary through common objects, places, and activities. There is vocabulary activities using Bamboozle here, and from learnenglishhints.britishcouncil.org. Go on to meeting 5. We'll start to introduce the students about listening comprehension, and the activities will involve listening to simple dialogues and answering questions. And there are some references about listening from britishcouncil.org. Meeting 6, the topic will be about speaking. So after focusing to listening, it will focus on speaking practice, engaging in simple conversations, speaking exercises, and pronunciation drills. There are some role plays taken from englishclub.com and YouTube here. Meeting 7 and till 14 will be explained by Bu Hidayah.
Okay, for meeting 7, it is about reading basic and simple sentences. Please focus on introduction to reading. Introduction. The instructional learning process is are the basic reading skills, recognizing simple words and phrases. The learning materials are easy readers, reading comprehension exercise, and picture books. The references is for learn English teens .britishcouncil.org and for bamboozle.com. The 8th meeting is about reading basic and simple sentences. It focuses on forming simple sentences. The instructional learning process is for constructing basic sentences, understanding sentence structure, and learning materials is about sentence building games and grammar worksheet. The reference is from worksheets.com. And the technology used are from ebooks and interactive reading application. And the 9th meeting is about writing skills and everyday situations. It focuses on introduction for writing, the instructional learning process are basic writing skills and forming sentences in writing. The learning materials are about writing exercise, simple exercise, creative writing prompts. The references is from learn English teens .britishcouncil.org, and the technology used is from Atlet. The 10th meeting is about writing skills and everyday situations. It focuses on describing everyday situations. The instructional learning process is about describing common activities and writing short paragraphs. The learning materials is about descriptive prompts, real-life scenario discussion. The reference is from teachthis.com and the technology used is Padlet. The 11th meeting is about daily routines and expressing preferences. It focuses on talking about daily routines. The instructional learning process is about vocabulary related to daily activities and expressing routines. The learning materials is about daily routine charts and vocabulary cards. The references is from Learn English Teens .britishcouncil.org, and the technology used are multimedia presentations and online flashcards. The 12th meeting is about daily routines and expressing preferences. It's about expressing preferences. The instructional learning process are vocabulary for expressing likes and dislikes and forming preferences. The learning materials are about preference, discussion cards, and surveys. The references are from liveworksheet.com and pocketpassport.com. And technology used are online survey tools and discussion forum. The 13th meeting is about review and cultural exploration. It focuses on review and revision. The instructional learning process are about review of key topics, Q&A session, and practice exercise. The learning materials review worksheet and games. The references is quizzes.com, and technologies used are interactive review quizzes and online revision platform. And the last meeting is about review and cultural exploration. It focus of cultural exploration. The instructional is introduction to English-speaking cultures, tradition and customs. The learning process, learning materials are about videos, games, cultural exchange activities. The references is from YouTube and Britannica.com. And technologies used are about virtual cultural experience and multimedia presentation. I think it is that's all for our group. Thank you.
Thank you. Bukan and budaya. Now, after listening to my explanation, is it clear for discussion?
Yes, it is there.
Okay. So you are each of the references, but starting with which to provide. Okay, you need to specify in a certain subject.
Yes.
This is for undergrad.
So we choose speaking only or reading only.
It is provided in the list.
Yeah.
Okay, so is there any questions about this question?
No, it's not yet. I think it's clear.
Yeah.
Yes. Thank you.
Right, thank you. Abang Yes, please.
And there are recent awards of been reading. There are some learning outcomes from this FPS. The first is the outcome in attitude. The students are able to demonstrate in attitude of responsibility for work in their field or expertise independently. And then the general skills, the student able to apply logical, thematic, and innovative thinking in context of developing or language science and of technology, field of expertise, and then specialized skill are in the students able to apply language to expressing meaning in understanding text in the form of monologue and long dialogues that focus on literal and understanding. And then the knowledge is student, in knowledge is a student able to master oral text in the form of monologue and simple dialogue with focus on literal and inferential level of understanding. The fourth is the fourth of learning outcomes. The student can understand the basic concept of learning, namely finding the main idea, information about when and where, who and what, how and why, guessing the speaker's name, finding the meaning of words, sequencing action or events, identifying the speaker's opinion, identifying the speaker's intention, and identifying problems situation. Then this course concept of this language is more comprehensive, namely finding mathematical idea, problem considerations, problem contributions, setting models, action, identifying the speaker's limit, supporting the conversation, using more language, understanding academic as this server, understanding the language what and things, listening, defending it peacefully, identifying the speaker's opinion, identifying the mood, identifying the character, and giving things. And then learning material, find the main idea, information about when and where, who and what, how and why, and speaker's feeling, find the meaning of what, sports action or event, identify the speaker's opinion, identify speaker's intentions, and identify problems and solutions. And then the material is from documents and the sales, exclusivity. Present document is the ELT, and then document included skills areas, issue, season, document is the ELT. And then the course report is and then this is the way or the plan in 14 meeting or in 14 meeting. The first is firstly the ability of listening that is excellent in meaning and scope of the feasibility report. with indicator define the meaning and express in intermediate. And then the technique is hybrid presentation and then by lecture via superly. Then after that, the first you answer and question are discussing. The time is it and sometimes also use WhatsApp. And then when the material they ask for the intermediate report and also the links consists of this material. And then the second activity is related is experiment definition of an idea problem and sanitation. With indicator identification, the main idea is conversation. It's also a hybrid presentation done by students. And you answer listening for listening for 3 assessments. And then answer and question or discussing this comment and we learn in also WhatsApp. And then the little question is public ideas and of course the list. And the third is the technique is study the concept of observation conclusion with indicator able to reach conclusion on the behavior. And then this is also presentation made by students. They first make a presentation and then after that they make a discussion in debate, and sometimes when we have a problem, we can send our problem in WhatsApp. And the matter is about some conclusion, and of course we also have a link there. And the one is identifying hospital data. The indicator is able to mention hospital context and similar. This is also by award and decision also by student for the research and read. When we have activity difficulties, we can make answer and discussion and by using on the time on the side, and then using the practice for the problem. And the material is for procedures research and the next is expression the concept of the way of misinformation with indicator explaining the key contribution of the conclusion. This presentation for the first is by lecture, and then the answer and question with the student. We meet in Zoom, and then after we have we can make the dialogue in chat on Zoom. Then the manager is reviewing of this information and then the next is six. Explain the concept of understanding different word and phrase. Indicator identify different word and phrase word. This is also mentioned by there are conversation or discuss on email and WhatsApp and the material is understanding first word and last word. And then the next is explain the concept of the this to identify the clarify that the clarity of speaker in the text. And it means the simplify one, and then listen conversation, and then answer and question conversation. The time is 90 minutes, and then when we have particular text, we take a dialogue of the English. We concentrate about this one with the complete and sleep. And then after that, we have midterm test there. Okay, because I think at home and then with my partner is mas bisa berayu
Yes, Miss. Hello?
Yes, Mr.
Okay. Oh, yes, that's Miss. Okay, Miss. Yes, Miss. Okay, for the next for the week for week 9, this content about the listening logs. There's implement strategies for listening process identification according to student preferences. And for the technique or criteria and technique, it is the task and the synchronous learning. We use Google Meet and WhatsApp. And for the week 10, let us review once to better understanding. And for the criteria and technique, we got task and synchronous. We use face or face to face. And review the weeks 11. It is the review 2. It is function for better understanding. And for the criteria and technique, it is the task also. And synchronous face to face. And for the 12, we back to the materials, understanding multiple form of exercises. It is contents of implement strategies for multiple forms of exercises. And the criteria and technique, we use presentation or meet and done by lecture via Google Meet and answer and question. It takes 90 minutes. And for the synchronous, we use Google Meet and WhatsApp. And for the week 13, understanding multiple form of exercise, it's also like the week 12, implement strategies for multiple form of exercise. And the criteria and technique, we use hybrid presentation are made and done by student, answer by question or discussing. Took 90 minutes. And synchronous when use Google Meet and WhatsApp. And for the last week, listening logs, it's implementing strategies for listening research identification according to student preferences. And the strategies and technique, we use task and the synchronous, we use Google Meet and WhatsApp. I think that's all for my outlines for RPS. And thank you so much. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Okay, thank you for the time. This is our RPS. We choose intermediate speaking for intermediate, and then the learning objectives. After completing this course, students are expected to be able to talk using English phrases and idioms in daily conversation, role play, retell the simple research article related to speaking skill, retell story, interview the foreigner, and have presentation effectively. And then in the first week, our learning objectives, students are able to describe how to do something and detailed instruction. The topic is giving clear instruction. The method, lecturing, discussion and demonstration. The media, projector, whiteboard, and realia, and we can use TikTok or YouTube here. And then learning design, students' performance to show and explain the instruction or procedure, example, the manual book or repairing something. And the second meeting, students are able to summarize and giving his or her opinion about article and answering further questions of detail. The topic here is giving opinion about the article. The method, presentation, lecturing, discussion or demonstration. And then the technology, we can use BBC Learning and Hello Talk. And the learning design, students' performance to present their opinion on the article they read. The third meeting, students can describe and discuss the event. The subtopic here is talking about important events. Method, presentation, lecturing, discussion, and demonstration. In this topic, we can use YouTube. And the learning design, students' performance to describe and discuss the events in front of the class. Next meeting, the students are able to narrate a story. The subtopic here is telling Indonesian culture. We can use the method, presentation, lecturing, discussion, project-based assignment, or field trip. And then we can use vlog, Instagram, or TikTok. And the learning design, students project in making video and narrating it on Indonesian culture. This is the 4th and 5th meeting. And then the 6th meeting, students are able to express his or her belief. So the subtopic is expressing belief. The method, presentation, lecturing, and discussion. And then we can use YouTube here and the learning design. student's performance to show his belief. And the seventh meeting, students can give reason and explanation. The subtopic is making decision. The methodology is presentation, lecturing, and discussion. Students' performance to give the reason and explanation in making decision. That's all for me, and the next will be presented by Bu Luli.
Okay, thank you, Devi. The eighth meeting, the learning objective is student can summarize and give us our opinion about documentary and answer all the question of detail. Learning topic is summarizing the documentary. The learning method is presentation, lecturing, and discussion. The media can be used is projector and whiteboards. Channel can be used is YouTube. This is the reference that used to be used to learning, and the learning design is student performance to summarize the documentary they watch. The next 9 week students can, the learning objective is student can follow and engage in extended conversation on career ambition. The topic is asking about career ambition. The method is role play and discussion. This is the media, projector, pictures, realia, and whiteboard. Then another can be used is podcast and YouTube or YouTube ini ya. This is the reference is same, and the learning objective is learning design is student performance to conversate their career ambition. The 10th and 11th meeting is students are able to describe country around the world comprehensively. The topic is talking about geography. The method is presentation and discussion. This is the media, projector, recorder, video, and whiteboards. The technology can use is Dealing Lab and YouTube. This is the reference, and the student and the learning design is students' performance to describe the country around the world comprehensively and interestingly. The 12 weeks student, the learning objective is students can describe the cultural differences in Indonesia and other countries around the world. The learning topic is describing cultural differences. This is the method. Presentation and discussion. The media is still projector, and technology can be used is Billing Web and YouTube. This is the reference, same. And the learning design is students' performance to describe the cultural differences in Indonesia and other countries around the world. The third meeting is student can explore and describe the trends. Learning topic is asking and describe the trend. This is the method, group discussion and presentation. The media is projector and whiteboard, and technology can be used is Dealing Web and YouTube. And this is the learning design is students' performance to present the trends occur recently. And the last meeting is students can construct a chain of reasoned argument or debate, give speech or retell story. The learning topic is debate, speech, or retell story. And the method is join the competition. The media is projector and whiteboard. The technology can be used Billing Web, YouTube. And this is the learning of design. Students' performance is joining the competition, debate, still, or details. This is our learning outline, teaching learning outline from us. And Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Okay, thank you very much for your times. Now I'd like to explain about my FAS with Miss Ani. The Middle Test Media and Technology Development Magister of English Education Department, CKIP, Pijur Aistarjo. We talk about the RPS that we have discussed about the course of our APS is about the intermediate reading, and then the lecturer between us, Miss Ani Fauzia and me, Atul Rehan, about the time allocation is 2 time 50 minutes. And then so there are 14 meetings. So each after 7 meeting there is middle test, and then after 14 meeting there is OAS. So I will explain about what kind of the material we'll give to our student in the half in the half in the fourth 7 meetings. Number one is I give the material about introduction of reading comprehensions. It means we will give explain to our student about what the meaning of the reading, about the material like this one. And then after that, after they know well about what is the meaning of reading comprehension, we will break down with the second material is about the functional text. It is about narrative and stories. I will give the material about narrative text is twice meetings. The students must looking for the material about the narrative text, and then they will analyze, and then they discuss, and then in the last they can comprehend about the meaning of the material about the narrative text. And then after that, and the fourth meeting and five meeting, I will give the material about non-fictional text. It's about expository, because expository divided into two material. It is analytical exposition and hard data exposition. We will discuss about the two material. And then for the sixth meeting and the seventh meeting, we give instructional and manual text. And then after seven meeting, there is middle test. After the middle test, we'll continue the material with the 9 material and 10 material. I think similar material is about persuasive text. It means about the advertisement and opinion. And then 11 to 12 is multimodal text. It is about graphic and chart. Yes. And then for the 13 and 14 and also 15 meeting, we will give the student material about the integration and application, and then about the application letter. And then after 15 meeting, there is YS about the reference, the main references, SRBS 2000, understanding and using English reading comprehension, just at New York. And then about the person education, is what G. Oxford Practice Reading Comprehension 1999, Oxford University Press. And then list G 2006, Glossary of English Reading Comprehension, Edinburgh University Press. Thompson, A.G. and Martinez, E.V.A.F. AV 1986, A Practical English Reading Comprehension, 4th London Oxford University Press. About the sports references, SRPS 1999, Understanding and Using English Reading Comprehension, 3rd edition, United States of America Person, Educational Oxford Dictionary. And then number 2, Anderson RC at Pearson's PT 1984 a scheme theoretic view of basic process in reading comprehension in PT Person ET Handbook of Reading Research page 255 to 291 document. Grade W 2009, Reading in Second Language, Moving from Theory to Practice, Cambridge University Press. And then about the media of learning is soft media. It's about Google Classroom and WhatsApp group. And then the hard learning is about LCD and projector. For the tipper of the material, we will ask to Miss Annie for tipping the material. To Miss Annie, time for you. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you very much for Mr. Roy. I will explain more about the material from the first meeting until 16 meeting. Actually, there are two meeting, two exercises, midterm test and also the final test. Okay, for the first meeting, there are reading comprehension and also to make agreement with the student how the study going on. And then for the second, I will teach about fictional text. This is story, narrative and story. For example, myth and then legend, etc., fable, etc. That is divided into two meetings, and then the presentation will be delivered by student for all of kind of narratives and also the stories. And then for the indicator and the examination will be get from the test and also non-test. For the test, of course, the presentation of the student, and for non-test will be analyzed by the reading text. Okay, next one, 2, 4 meeting and 5 meeting. The material is about non-fictional text. For example, exposition, hortatory exposition, and also analytical exposition. And of course, the student must analyze what is the lexicogrammatical features, and then the sentence, the sentence structure, the text structure and others. And also in cheap reading here, because the level is in intermediate reading. So not only focus on the vocabularies, but also in deep reading to get all of the information in the text. Okay, and then for the 6th meeting, I have instructional and manual text. It is kind of procedure text that must be presented by the student. And then for the score criteria, it will be added by the creativity of the student how to present. Is the student present by a real media or by the others media? And it will be at some score if the student include the technology to present their presentation of their text. Okay, after midterm text, we have persuasive text. For example, advertisement and also opinion. This is in the form of short dialogue and then long dialogue. And for the advertisement, it is the student must be create the advertisement by audio or visual form. And then for the next meeting, the student have to understand a text that inform in graphic and chart. So how the student can get some information from timetable, from the schedule, and others. Okay. And then for the oh, I'm so sorry. This is 12 meeting. There are review articles of the reading comprehension, and then this is as a like summative test for the student. The student doing quizzes, and then for the score is of course by how the student can answer the question. And then for three meetings after this, the student have to make what is it, integration and application of the material. The integration here, it means the student can applicate of all of the what is it, material in individual presentation. So not only I'm so sorry that Mr. Roy say that this is make a letter. No, this is not making a letter, but how the student can present by individually to present. Sorry, choose one of the text before, like this. And then how about the study agreement? There are 6. Okay. The first is for attendance, of course, 7,500%. Sorry, 75%. And then for the second, the student must be complete the assignment and the assignment both in group and also individually assignment. And then the third, the student um, can attend or can follow the midterm test if the attendance list minimum in 75%. Okay, that is also same for final test. And then for the fifth, for the complaint of student, that is I give maximum in 1 week before the siakat or the e-learning closed. And the last student cannot, the student who cannot can cannot what is it, follow all of the agreement. So the risk, the high risk, of course, it cannot be get the best score, and also will be get A or D. Okay, mashallah. Okay, and then for the UTS, was this midterm test assignment or taking score, I will get the score from the no, from the group presentation. So how the student can deliver their presentation well. And then for the final semester, I will get from the individual presentation. Okay, I think that's enough for my instructional media of intermediate reading. And this is usually held on third semester. Thank you very much for listening. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Yes.
Right. Okay, Bapak Ibu, would you please send your today's assignment in LMS?
Okay.
Yeah. And then after this, I would like to share my comment and please discuss with your group about my comment, answers all my comments. Yeah. And then submit to me.
Personally or LMS?
Personally.
Personally, okay, it's personally for me. Yeah, because I would like to know about your feedback. Yeah, from your presentations, I got some points and I understood something, but there are some points I did not understand. Alright? but I did not speak here. If I speak here, time is not enough. Okay, so I have already written some notes over here, and I would like to share to every one of you based on the groups. And then, would you please submit it? The maximum day will be on Friday. The maximum day, but
Friday.
next Friday.
Next Friday.
The maximum. But
Oh, the
if you can finish as soon as possible, it's gonna be just fine. I will say it. Okay. So all my comments, you need to respond, discuss with your partner, and make sure my comment can be implemented in your book later. Okay. Thank you for today. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
We are going to submit our
One by one.
our presentation just
It's a
now.
group.
It's a group.
Yeah.
Now.
Have you pardon me?
Yes,
Are we
yeah.
going to submit our presentation today in LMS?
Yes, now.
One by one
In which
action.
Yes. So because you can submit it personally in the LMS.
Yes.
Do it right now because you can just connect it, right?
Yes.
But for the feedback, it's only representative because I have already written the names of the group. So only one.
Only one, yeah.
Only one
Yeah.
for the feedback because I have already written the names of the group, and then I will share to both of you, but you just submit to me only once because it's
So we must
representative.
discuss with the group.
Yes, you need to discuss it.
Why I cannot open this? Minta
The
akses.
maximum day will be on Friday, ya Bapak Ibu. But if you can finish Saturday, tomorrow it's okay. It's okay. You can submit.
Minta akses.
But the maximum will be on this coming Friday.
Apa ya?
Itu di mana nih?
Apa ya?
Wilayah ini saya mau masukkan ke ini. Ini cuma ya terus kenapa? Belum buat mungkin Pak Santari.
Oh, oke.
Yes, minta akses ini.
Bu itu bisa di ini kan Bu itu.
Juga ya.
Jadi ini kan apa teman-teman di akomodir.
Ini langsung buat. Ini kan minta akses Pak.
Sudah, saya cek dulu.
Iya. Bapak ini. Akan submit. Buka submission enggak?
Kalau bisa connect bisa.
Iya.
Harus